All right, ladies and gents, welcome to this video. My name is Taylor Benchard, and this video idea comes from Farouk. Okay, he wanted to know the difference between done for you and done with you, which is a phenomenal question. I think it's a good thing to just discuss, because if you're thinking about starting an agency or you already have an agency and you're thinking about the future of your agency, it's good to know the difference between done for you, done with you, what the pros and cons are of each, and just to kind of help you decide whether you should go down one route or the other, or potentially offer both. So done for you, very simply, is a service. This is you doing the service. A prime example is our advertising agency is a done for you, where in the sense that we will actually manage the Amazon advertising for our clients. All that they do is they decide to work with us. They hop on a call with us, they pay us the retainer. They can hop on a call once a month, but it's very hands-off, and they don't need to put in more than 1 hour to 2 hours per month. Some clients are like 10 minutes a month. They don't need to put in any time for to be able to manage us. It's very hands-off. It is done for you. We will do it for you. Done with you is more so where you're doing consulting. Okay, so this is more so if a client came to us and said, hey, I don't want you guys to manage my Amazon advertising. I want to keep it in-house, but I want you to teach me how to do it. Okay, that's where we get into done with you, where, okay, hey, I'll hop on a phone call with you, or maybe a few phone calls over the course of a few weeks or a few months, and you'll pay me for our systems, our strategies, our knowledge. That's consulting. Okay, so you're talking, you're not necessarily doing, in the sense you still are doing because you're doing calls, but it's much less work, because the amount of time that you put in is, let's just say, 2 hours on a phone call, okay? And that client may pay you $5,000, $10,000 for that phone call, just because you're also sharing maybe some processes, you're also sharing some systems, etc. That's great, and you're sharing a lot of your knowledge and strategies on how to get them results with whatever it is that you're doing. So that's fantastic, but from that point onward, the client is doing the work, right? Like, they have to take that knowledge and implement it, okay? So that's the difference between these two. Now, here's some of the pros. Now, the pros of DFY is that you have strong MRR, okay? You have clients that are going to stick with you for years, paying you retainers between 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. I know some people at $20,000, $25,000 per month retainers. We personally had one in that range, and other retainers in the 10 plus range. But or one retainer, I think, in the 10 plus, a couple depending on the month. But regardless, you have MRR, which is fantastic, recurring revenue, and done with you does not necessarily have that, because it's consulting. So someone might book a call with you, pay you one time, maybe they buy a consulting package, but the likelihood of someone doing consulting done with you and paying you every month $2,000 to $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 every month for years is very unlikely. I mean, that typically does not happen in done with you. However, that is very common in done for you. So that's a pro to done for you. Now, the LTV is obviously much higher, given that you have MRR in factor, and the intellectual property. I don't know why we have this here. I'm trying to think of why I put this here. We'll skip this for a second. Now, one of the cons is lower margins. And this is typically because you have more people. So you have more things to manage, more time and energy, because you're actually doing a lot of the work. So one of the pros of, or a couple of the pros of done with you, and I'm not going to really keep this as a pro. This said high ticket. It's not really a pro. That's more or less a fact. Generally speaking, done with you is going to be higher ticket, just because you're sharing your knowledge, you're sharing your intellectual property, you're sharing your systems and processes, which gets your other clients results, and because of that, you should charge more. Again, some people don't charge more, but you should charge more, because if I'm going to share you a blueprint on how to get results, I know that blueprint could be replicated across many different accounts, and it could last you for years, which is why it's so valuable, and that you should probably charge $5,000, $10,000 for a couple hours on a phone call. Again, within relevance, within proximity to the value that you actually provide. Of course, I'm kind of speaking out of my own lens, out of our own systems, out of our own process. If I did done for you, if our agency decided to go done with you, this is kind of the range that we'd be looking at. Now, high margins because you have less people. So the service delivery is so easy relative to done for you, because all you're doing is you're communicating. You're just talking. You're just giving them best practices. you're basically potentially holding them accountable if you have a consulting package for 2 to 3 months. But it's a higher margin because, you know, what happens here is you get on the phone, as I said earlier, you give them 2 to 3 hours of advice, some blueprints, some systems, some SOPs, and then all the work is on them. And the work might be 10 times the amount that it took just to learn it. So higher margin because it's much less work, and if you're charging higher ticket, that's great. Here's some of the cons. There's no MRR. Generally speaking, you can still sell annual, like 1 year consulting package or a 3-month consulting package, but what are the odds of someone staying with you for 3, 4, 5 years, paying you $2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, $10,000 a month? Well, very unlikely relative to done for you. So the LTV is lower because of this, because of the MRR. And what we just discussed is the inverse of DFY. So those are the pros and those are the cons, and that's really the difference. Now, is one better than the other? That's probably the question that you want me to answer for you. And there is no right or wrong answer to that. Some people live and die by done with you and say done for you is ridiculous and you should never do it. Other people live and die by done for you and think the opposite. Sam Ovens is a classic example of someone who thinks that done for you is terrible, and once you get to $10,000, $20,000 a month, you need to immediately just drop your agency, sell a course, or move to consulting done with you. And that's a distortion. That is a flaw. That is a distortion in his lens that he looks through into this life. And it also may be a marketing tactic that he uses, and he knows deep down that in reality what he's saying is not true, because in fact there is many agencies that have scaled to very high levels with great margins. There's one I'm thinking of right now that scaled from $0 to $800,000 a month in 4 to 5 years with 50% plus margins. Okay. I don't care what business model we're talking about. Any business model with 50% margin, 0 to almost $1 million a month in 5 years is very successful. And that is a possibility with done for you. However, with done with you, I would say generally speaking, if you want to be a solopreneur and you want to just have no employees and you want to make as much money as possible, that's the model. Done with you, course, selling information, that is the model that you should go for. If you want to build a brand that lasts, I don't know, centuries, and you want to build something that employs thousands of people across the world, and you want to build something that leaves an impact, not just for the people that are, buying your service, but for the people working inside your company that are learning directly side by side with you, then done for you and building a massive agency is probably going to be for you. Again, it depends on your preference. I like both, okay? In our agency, we just do done for you. We don't really do much consulting, although we have through the years. And, Agency Enlightened is an example of done with you, where it's more so a course / program that has 6 weeks of material in it. However, it also comes with twice a week coaching every single week for what we're planning to sell it for is for 2 years. It used to be lifetime, and we're probably going to change it to 2 years. But that's an example of a done with you business model, and then with Better AMS, a done for you. So we do kind of have both, just in different companies. Now, again, there's not one that's better than the other. It's a preference. You need to know what you want to do and what you want to build with your life, and this is the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, Farouk, I hope that was helpful for you. If you found any value in this, guys, ladies, gentlemen, what the thing I'm going to say is. It's pretty much just, hey, hit the subscribe button. That's all I ask you to do. I'll put a little funny subscribe button thing and a little button. Just hit the button. That's all I ask you to do. It's all I really want. It gives me dopamine. It's why I make these videos. I'm just kidding about that. I know I've said that in previous videos. It's primarily I make these videos because I know it helps you guys. So much love, guys. I'll see you in the next one. If you have video ideas, let me know in the comment section below, and smash the like button. It helps the freaking algorithm. Gets these videos boosted, gets more subs, which gets me more riled up and motivated to make you guys higher quality content for free. All right? Thanks, guys. Ciao.